by handling the ones of today, when tomorrow comes, the Ugandans are there, the parties are there. Like in our case, we have our central committee, we have our NEC, we have the national conference. Those people will come and say, okay, we have done this in the last 5 years, what do we do now? So I would advise you really to stop that anarchy of every day being election day. That's not good. That's what that man is saying.
Frank Bogere on Facebook. Okay, Chief Gangster, thank you so much. After the break, Semuju, I'm going to take you on.
The Capital Gang on 91.3 Capital FM.
Honorable Semuju,
yes.
The challenge you have is when you face President Museveni, it's kind of unwinnable. He won't say that I'll offer myself, but he has said if the service is required, and let's work on the services. Now, on that one, you agree. Stop politicking, give a service. And then he gives the variety of age and ideology that should be in a secretariat.
I think if you've been around in Uganda for some time, you'd certainly know that President Museveni will not answer that question. All the time he has offered himself is being urged to stand.
Is that illegal?
He creates an impression that him as a person is not interested. But people are urging him to stand. And that's why in many NRA meetings, where the process of him becoming a candidate starts with some resolution of Anite and Omona urging His Excellency to stand. And that's how he has gone against his own one. Because if you read his manifesto, I think the one of 2001, at least on more than 4 pages where he said, I am not coming back. And eventually he was added. So you are right to say he's one of the cleverest men we have in this country. But the point is, and the president said it in his book, what are Africa's problems? If we don't sort out politics, governance, you will not stop discussing it. Because let me tell you, Oscar, the president, when he came here and captured power, 1986, Uganda was the project. Along with the way the president became the project, the amount of money now we spend on the presidency and keeping him in power is almost more than the amount of money we spend. You're talking about delivering services. You'll never deliver services once a leader becomes the project of a country. Then the president came here, he said, I'll go and buy furniture in Kawempe. He was riding Santana. He gave his ministers in Sani Laure, he said, we must be frugal with our resources. When I was in South Sudan, at the inauguration of that country, the president came with his jet, the chopper was there was a motorcade. When you combine the amount of money we spend on the president visiting, in fact, I sat with the ministers and MPs from UK and other countries. I had been sent there by the speaker. When the president arrived, they were wondering whether he was the president of South Sudan. South Africa, which is the second biggest economy in Africa, their president came with 3 vehicles provided by South Sudan. The one of Uganda came with a jet, with a chopper, with a motorcade of about 50. And even all of these people you see now who are hovering around, it is not because they love the president more than Mushega. It is because they have discovered when you go and begin praising the president, there will be personal benefits. And that's what is killing Uganda. We will never discuss anything. In the parliament, we are discussing the president. On radio, everybody is discussing Mr. Museveni. And it is only him who can stop this discussion. When the president put Uganda at the center of the discussion, the time when he was still, because he's also been around, ideologically charged, and I use that word, ideologically charged, I mean it. He said, now we will no longer buy your thing. We will bring a maize, you give us ammunition, you give us this and that. And you think he's changed from that? I said when he was ideologically charged. And you think he's changed? The environment has changed him. He's not a socialist that we had when he captured power. He's now a capitalist.
Has the environment changed you? You drive a Prado. Your wife drives a car.
It was because of the limited resources. But once personally I get money, I'll go and buy the most expensive vehicle. Me as a person. So therefore, the point I am making, you will never get an answer from President Museveni whether he will stand. Okay. Because now it will be like he wants, and always he wants to create an impression he doesn't want. He's being urged by Anite, by so and so.
And you also have to take on board that they are urging, because if you asked really, even in his sleep, he would say he wants Museveni to leave. He's urging him.
His colleagues with whom they fought to come and liberate Uganda, they all have been asking him not to continue standing. Okay. Who is asking him? When the president came here, Nekesa, Omona, Anite, some of them were not even born. He came here when I was 12 years old. So therefore the point, Oscar, if you can allow me just one more
in a second.
Yes. First of all, that answer you will not get. But secondly, you cannot discuss service delivery without discussing President Museveni.
Okay.
Let me tell you one thing as I finish. The president this year in Parliament, because he's the Minister of Finance, he allocated the State House 200 billion shilling. 80 billion shillings for him to donate. The one who is responsible for roads, for hospital, he also has money to go and giving around. That's why the other day I think some optimists outsmarted him. They made him carry a sack of money. And that was bizarre in the history of this country, to make a head of state carry money. And I know he will never repeat it.
I wouldn't mind it.
But then one month down the road, I saw him lining people in the State House and they are receiving boxes of money. The work of now Brigadier Narrows in the State House is distribution of money. I think the president, when he goes back to the time Binaisa was there, he must be angry with himself that actually he has surpassed Binaisa. State House was never a vote. It was a department under President's office. It now receives money. You have let me tell you, the day President Museveni will do this country a favor and stop promoting himself as a project, all of us will be celebrating, and I think I will lead the choir to go and sing for him.
Okay. Abdul, the president, as he